Did you know some people can't picture a single thing in their minds? Not their favorite place, not their partner's face, not even a simple red apple? Close your eyes and try to imagine something. A beach, a glowing campfire, your childhood bedroom. If an image comes into your mind, congrats. You have a working mind's eye. But for some people, there's nothing there. Just blackness. This phenomenon has a name, aphantasia. It's a mysterious neurological condition that affects how people experience memory, imagination, and even identity. In today's deep dive, we're exploring aphantasia, what it is, how it works, and how people with no mental imagery can still live full, creative, and astonishing lives. Before we dive in, just to let you know that we're seeing that 55% of our viewers who watch our channel regularly have not subscribed to us yet, so we're asking you a favor. Before we start our deep dive, if you like us and want to support us, there's a free and simple way to do that. Just hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out when we put out new videos. We assure you that we will commit to bringing you the best videos each week. We also crave your feedback and suggestions as we aim to give you the best content possible. The term aphantasia comes from Greek, a meaning without, and phantasia meaning imagination or image. So it literally means without a fantasy. First described in the 1880s by psychologist Francis Galton, the concept went largely ignored until 2015, when cognitive neurologist Dr. Adam Zeman published a landmark paper reigniting interest in the condition. Zeman encountered a patient who, following a minor surgical procedure, suddenly lost the ability to visualize. This sparked an investigation, revealing a community of people who had never been able to do so. They had lived their entire lives unaware that others could conjure vivid pictures in their minds. For someone with aphantasia, their mind's eye is essentially blind. Ask them to picture a pink elephant dancing on a beach, and they'll understand the idea, but they won't actually see it in their head. It's not about imagination. It's not about intelligence. It's about the absence of visual experience when thinking. Many people go decades without realizing they're different. Here's a quick test. Close your eyes and try to visualize a red apple, your best friend's face, a sunset over the ocean. Now rate what you see on a scale from 1 to 5. No image at all, total darkness, a vague outline or concept, a somewhat clear image, a clear and vivid image, as vivid as real life. If you fall at level 1, you may have aphantasia. Most people don't even realize visualization is literal for others. They think it's just a figure of speech like, picture this. One of the most famous personal accounts came from Blake Ross, the co-creator of Firefox. I assumed counting sheep was a metaphor. I never knew people actually saw images. When his friends described imagining things in rich detail, he was stunned. That's the experience for many. They discover aphantasia not through medical tests but through casual conversations that upend their understanding of reality. Memory is often linked to imagery. So what happens when you can't visualize? People with aphantasia typically have weaker autobiographical memory, but relatively normal factual memory. Instead of replaying a memory like a movie, they recall it more like reading a list of facts. Here's how one person with aphantasia described remembering their wedding. I know who was there, I know what happened, but I can't see it. It's like reading a Wikipedia summary of my own life. But here's the twist. Many people with aphantasia are still extremely imaginative. They create stories, solve problems, and think abstractly. They just don't see what they're imagining. It's not a lack of imagination, it's imagination without visuals. Here's where things get weird. You might think someone with no mental imagery also can't dream, but that's not always true. Some people with aphantasia still report visual dreams, others don't. Dreaming and visualizing, it turns out, may involve different brain systems. Visualization relies heavily on conscious control in the frontal lobe. Dreaming is more subconscious, possibly bypassing that system. Some aphantasics report dreams filled with sounds, emotions, or ideas, like a radio play without visuals. Others say they dream vividly but lose the imagery upon waking. It's still an open question in neuroscience. How can a person with no mind's eye have dreams that feel visual? So what's happening in the brain? Functional MRI, fMRI scans show reduced activity in the visual cortex of people with aphantasia when asked to imagine images. Even though their eyes and brain structures are physically normal, the imagination network seems to be disconnected or inactive. Dr. Zeman and his team found that the frontal lobe, the brain's CEO, isn't sending signals to the occipital lobe, where visual processing occurs. It's like trying to project a movie with no power running to the screen. Interestingly, this may affect other senses too. Some people with aphantasia also report no ability to imagine sounds, no inner voice, no ability to imagine smells or tastes, no inner monologue at all. This is called multisensory aphantasia, and it's even rarer. And yes, there's a flip side, hyperphantasia, where mental images are more vivid than real life. Now here's the kicker, many people with aphantasia are incredibly creative. Pixar's Ed Catmull, neurologist Oliver Sacks, and artist Glenn Keane, animator for Ariel and Aladdin, all reportedly had aphantasia. How is that possible? They often rely on conceptual or emotional memory rather than visual. Some say they think in words, symbols, relationships, or even logic trees. Writers with aphantasia can create vivid scenes without ever seeing them. Musicians can compose emotional scores without visualizing a note. Architects and designers sketch ideas they've never visualized. Creativity is not limited to the visual. It's about connection, emotion, and expression. And there are many paths to it. Living with aphantasia has its pros and cons. Challenges: difficulty following guided meditations or visualization exercises, less emotional engagement with memories, trouble imagining hypothetical scenarios, inability to recall faces or places unless seen again. Advantages: less susceptible to trauma flashbacks, greater focus on real-time experiences, no distractions from unwanted mental images, a unique cognitive style that values logic and structure. Some people call it a superpower, others find it frustrating, but all agree it reshapes how you interact with the world. And importantly, aphantasia isn't classified as a disorder, it's simply a different way of processing thought. Aphantasia has only recently gained traction in neuroscience circles. Why? Because for years we assumed everyone could visualize. It was the default human experience. Now researchers are beginning to ask bigger questions. What is the nature of imagination? How does the mind simulate the world? Can someone have rich emotional and intellectual experiences without visuals? Studies are underway to test how aphantasia affects decision-making, emotional regulation, creativity, PTSD, and anxiety. We're at the frontier of exploring neurodiversity in thought, how different minds produce different ways of being. And aphantasia is one of the most mind-bending examples. So, can you picture a red apple right now? If you can, that's your mind's eye at work. If not, welcome to the world of aphantasia. You're not broken. You're just wired differently. You're not missing out. You experience the world uniquely. And now, thanks to science and shared stories, the once invisible world of non-visual thinkers is finally being seen. Did this video open your mind? Take a moment to share in the comments. Can you see things in your mind, or is it all dark up there? If you found this fascinating, like the video, subscribe for more mind-blowing facts and share it with a friend. You might just help them discover their aphantasic too. For more deep dives into strange science, stay curious and keep wondering.